We're at it again, PC World fans, and I'm glad you're coming along for the ride. As always, I've gathered up some of the biggest news from around the world of computing that you need to know about. Intel has launched the 12th generation Alder Lake line, and if you're looking for a TLDR and how it compares to AMD's Ryzen 5000 series, I've got you covered. I'll also touch on a Fast and Furious style heist that resulted in an entire shipment of new Nvidia cards being stolen from a truck. Also, PC World picked their top hardware of 2021, so let's check out the best of the best. Lots to unpack today, so full steam ahead. It seems like just yesterday that Intel was launching the 11th gen Rocket Lake line of CPUs, and here we are already talking about the 12th gen. In all fairness, you might just want to forget that the 11th gen ever existed, but if you did buy into Rocket Lake, then now might be the time to look away. Overall, the Intel Core i9-12900K with its interesting hybrid core design featuring 8 performance cores with hyperthreading and 8 efficient cores for a total of 24 threads performs admirably. According to Gord's review, he laid down his verdict stating the Core i9-12900K had impressive application performance and the quote-unquote best gaming performance and even better value than AMD. But there are always caveats, and this one is no different because DDR5 adds a price premium for the platform. On top of that, under heavy loads, the Core i9 part can become quite a power hog, but Ryzen is still faster in some multi-threaded tests. And looking at the Core i5-12600K part, Gordon proclaims that this mid-range CPU is the new mainstream champ and crushes the similarly priced Ryzen 5 5600X. Now check out the full details in his review linked below, but it seems as if Intel has finally gotten its revenge on AMD for now. Speaking of Ryzen, there are some very important things you need to know regarding Alder Lake and Zen 3 comparisons. New PC World staffer Michael Kreider digs in deep in the article on the site, but I'm going to give you the shorthand version here. 12th gen beats Ryzen 5000, mostly. In most of the tests, the i9-12900K toppled the Ryzen 9 5950X, despite having an 8-thread deficit, since the efficiency cores lack hyperthreading. And while the i9 took home the gaming crown, there are still some tests that the 5950X still won, specifically when multiple processors are thrown its way. Something else to keep in mind is that 12th gen is currently more future-proof than AMD's current hardware. This is more of a statement of the platform than the CPU itself. While Ryzen ushered in the world of PCIe Gen 4, to which I am quite thankful for while editing, the Alder Lake platform brings us DDR5 as well as PCIe Gen 5. And those might not be huge selling points today, but down the road, it'll be nice to have them supported already. However, that future-proofing comes at a cost. The upgrade to a full 12th gen system is going to be expensive, mostly due to the cost of DDR5 and newer motherboards. So, if you're currently on hardware from the past 2 generations, it might be worth holding off for now, unless you want to go the DDR4 route and use your existing memory. Unfortunately, supply chain issues could still make the whole upgrade difficult to pull off. While initial inventory might have been decent for CPUs and motherboards, memory has not been, and the second wave might actually be harder to come by thanks to ongoing global supply chain crunch. So, a lot of patience might be needed here. And lastly, you might want to wait and see what AMD has in store. I know this is a common trope for PC enthusiasts because we've always got another launch coming, and if you're always waiting, then you'll never upgrade. But the competition being so tight already, trouble tracking down parts, and AMD's Zen 3 with stacked cache just around the corner, it might not hurt so bad to wait just a bit. Unfortunately, not everyone can handle waiting, especially thieves. In an age where graphics cards on store shelves are rarer than hen's teeth, it doesn't surprise me that folks would go to such extreme lengths to get their hands on one. Or a whole bunch for them in that matter. Earlier this week, EVGA had an entire shipment go ghost on them in a Fast and Furious style ray tracing heist. Okay, so maybe it didn't quite go down like that, but, it's fun to think about. While EVGA declined to share the details on just how many cards were stolen, the shipment did contain pretty much a wide variety of RTX 3000 series cards, so RTX 3060 all the way up to RTX 3090. Man, that sucks. Stealing is bad, kids. But you know what is free for everyone? How about a list of PC World's best hardware and software 2021? Every year, the whole PC World crew gets together to put out their best of the year article, and this year's turned out pretty great. Despite chip shortages and supply chain issues, companies still released great hardware all year long. And while I'm not going to go over everything here, you should dig through the list yourself. I do want to call out a few notable entries. Gordon has a number of picks in his list, but specifically calls out a couple of laptops, namely the HP Spectre X360 and MSI's GE76 Raider as the best thin and light and gaming laptops of 2021. Why he didn't pick the new M1 Max equipped MacBook Pro is simply beyond me, but I guess it lines up with his personality. And in a surprising move, one that Elena would definitely appreciate, Brad's pick for GPU was the integrated graphics chip on AMD's Ryzen 5000 series APUs. Obviously, it's no RTX 3080 Ti killer. Instead, it's a great gaming option for most people while they wait the current world supply chain problems. So while discrete graphics cards did come out in 2021, PC World decided to call out parts that were actually in stock and at MSRP. There's so much more to go through, like the best Thunderbolt dock picked by Mark and the best headset from Adam, and much more in between. Please take the time to check out this fun list looking back at the best PC hardware and software of the year, and be sure to put in the comments your picks. Well folks, there we have it. Another fun-filled and action-packed week is behind us and our whole future still ahead. But in the here and now, we got to see Intel finally having a great launch cycle with its 12th gen Alder Lake lineup. I gave you some key things to know between that Alder Lake line and the Ryzen 5000 series. Thieves go Vin Diesel and Paul Walker on a shipment of EVGA RTX 3000 series graphics cards, and a huge list of PC hardware to celebrate. I want to thank you all once again for joining me on this week's adventure through the biggest news in the PC enthusiast space. And if you enjoyed this one, please let me know by hitting the like button over there and making sure you're subscribed here at PC World for even more PC hardware and software goodness.